Hello and welcome to Lower Merion Spotlight. I'm Jamie Snyder. Lower Merion Spotlight shines a light on the people, places, and organizations that help make Lower Merion what it is today. Today we're going to look at the Narberth Food Bank. Although we live on the main line, there are plenty of people who are in need of food and basic everyday items. That's where the Narberth Food Bank and organizations like it step in. With me today is Gigi Moffat from the Narberth Food Bank. Welcome to the show, Gigi, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Jamie, for having me here today. I really appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So, Gigi, for those people that might not know, what is a food bank?
A food bank has food, obviously, in its spaces and places for all community members in need who might not meet the standard for SNAP benefits or other assistance programs that are state and federal programs. And we come in and help folks. They can either come to the door, we have delivery, folks can order online now. So there's a variety of ways we can get in contact with the community and make sure that all age groups and all zip codes are covered here in Lower Merion and Narberth.
That's great. So basically you answered my next question, which was, is it open to anyone or do you have to specifically live in Narberth?
No, we operate out of Narberth Borough, and we have always served Lower Merion Township as well. And currently we serve those within a 10-mile radius whose dietary needs or restrictions maybe are not met by their local pantry. And so we step in and we have nut-free products, gluten-free products, lots of allergies. We're working on some halal pieces for the community.
Wow, that's great. So you're located in the heart of the main line, and we're in the main line. Is food insecurity really an issue?
It really is.
Wow.
This is something that touches all zip codes, all age groups, children, seniors, and working class folks. Everybody works, right? That's the world we're in. And, Lower Merion took a really bold step in coming forward and conducting the survey of needs. And that was really important for us to gather that information across not just food insecurity, but other items as well. When seniors came forward and said that, it's impossible for them to carry those big laundry detergents, right? And so we had to find another way, and laundry sheets was the option that really helped out so many. So we really had to shift our thinking into I think previously people thought of food pantries as just cans maybe, or maybe a box of pasta.
Absolutely.
But it's really gone beyond that, and we're very thankful to be able to serve the community in a bolder and bigger way.
Oh yeah, that's great. So obviously this isn't just like your run-of-the-mill grandma's food bank or anything like that. It sounds like you really have the makings for some great meals. What can you tell me about things for people who don't normally cook? Like, do you have recipes that you provide?
Yes, so on the website there's a whole recipe section, and one of the things that we have found came out of the pandemic, what we found about most community members, they need prepared meals. So families are not going to come home at 5 o'clock and roast a chicken and potatoes. It's like, right? So in my house, we occasionally order out, or I pull something out of the freezer, but so do these families as well. Mm-hmm. And so we were providing and have been providing prepared meals through our partnership with Dignity Kitchen in Norristown to provide that food to us. And also being really sensitive that a family portion looks like this, but a senior portion looks very different. Right. And their dietary needs are super different than those who are maybe a family who could eat a big lasagna pan, but maybe those smaller portions and appropriately sized meals are more important to seniors who are not using the stove, are using the microwave, and that's really became apparent to us after the pandemic.
That's very impressive that you've thought of all of that. So is there a limit to how much food a person can receive?
Well, we base the amount of food on the number of people in your household. Okay. So that's like a common standard across Montgomery County. Right. So if you're 2 people in a household, you would receive 25 pounds from us, 25 pounds of produce every Tuesday, a shelf-stable bag, which is about 25 pounds when all is said and done. And then twice a month you would receive a shelf-stable bag. You always get produce from us. And then twice a month you receive frozen food items, meat, dairy, eggs, you name it, we put it in that bag. So households of 1 to 2 persons would receive the shelf-stable bag today, as well as the produce bag. But if you're 4 people in your household, that's 2 sets of bags. 6 people in your household, that's 3 sets of bags. Okay. So we're very fortunate to be in a position to provide that amount of food to larger families.
Okay, that's great. So is the food bank primarily a food store, or do you have like everyday items like toothpaste and toilet paper, things like that?
Sure, those are personal care items, and it's really key and important. Out of that survey the township did, we found out that lots of folks were not able to pay for floss new toothbrushes,
Right.
toothpaste, all of those things. So yes, we provide them. Fortunately, there are great organizations that help support us in the Lower Merion Narberth community and collect those items for us or donate them.
Okay.
Dentist offices.
Oh, wow, that's so
We're really
of
generous,
them,
yes.
So we talked about all the wonderful things that you offer, and it seems like you have a really big clientele.
Mhm.
Where does, like, if you need inventory, I know you said, you know, toothbrushes and stuff and toothpaste come from dental offices. Where else do you get other items from?
Sure, we're very fortunate to be partnering with Share Food Program of Montgomery County. We partner with Montgomery County Anti-Hunger Network as well as Phil Abundance. That's where a large portion of the produce comes from, Phil Abundance. And this community runs countless amounts of food drives and product drives for us to make sure their neighbors are okay. We're very lucky to have very fortunate neighbors who step in and will support those who really need food and other items.
That's great. So what you do is absolutely amazing. I mean, you guys are incredible. I'm sure you need help, both like, you know, helping hands and with inventory. What is something that is always like in demand right now? What is something that you need really badly?
So on the website, narberthcommunityfoodbank.org, there is a list of the most needed items or ways that you can donate. Obviously, finance is one because operational dollars are really important to organizations like ours. We have to pay staff members to do all the reporting, so that's part of it. You can donate gift cards. You can donate your time at Narberth Community Food Bank, and that's all on the donation page on the website.
Okay. So is there something that's in high demand all year round that you're finding?
Cold cereal,
Okay.
eggs, milk, always in high demand. We definitely need coffee and tea this time of year where it's a little colder. We're really moving into that winter season where soup is key, and not just soup, but I should say canned stews, those kinds of things that are a little heavier and heartier so that especially seniors would be able to make on their own.
Okay, so you mentioned, you know, the stuff for the colder weather, like hot chocolate and things like that. Are there other seasonal requests that might be hard to come by that you guys might be looking for?
Oatmeal is always a big seller. We have a lot of folks, and because some of those items, you know, you can eat at any time of day, it's not specific. We're always looking for items like beans and rice and some amount of couscous and those kinds of items that are like alternatives to pasta.
Right.
Lots of folks really find that a nice bonus to what we were able to put in the bag outside of just your regular noodles.
Absolutely. Okay, so that covers food. How about household items? Like what items are in high demand in terms of household items?
This being winter, of course, we need chapsticks. We really need tissues. We need paper towels, and those laundry sheets are so important to community members who really, as I said before, can't carry those giant jugs of liquid soap any longer. So those are really important to us. Also, remember feminine hygiene products and bars of soap. We have folks, I mean, if you look to see what a double pack of a national brand of soap is, it was almost $6, and that's. You know, that used to be a meal for some folks, what they would spend per one meal, and that's really, we're all feeling the pinch of high prices across southeastern PA.
What would you say right now in this very moment is something that you need the most?
I think what we need the most is to get the word out here, which is what your program does, is to make sure that everybody across Lower Merion and Narberth knows that we have a percentage, a solid percentage of people who were really not food secure. They don't have these dollars to commit to buying household items for themselves. And I think it's really important for all of us to understand these are our neighbors. And we have to really get the word out for full understanding that there's needs in this community, just like every other community.
Yeah, and that's so honorable and it's so great that you do that. So
Thank you.
Sadly, Gigi, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll learn more about the Narberth Food Bank and how you can lend a helping hand. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Lower Merion Spotlight. I'm Jamie Snyder, and I'm here today with Gigi Moffat from the Narberth Food Bank. We've been talking about all the wonderful things the Narberth Food Bank offers to the community. So in all my excitement to get the word out, I forgot to ask you, where are you located? Where can people find you?
We're at 201 Sabine Avenue in Narberth, 19072, and that's off of Montgomery Avenue. We're on a one-way street. Keep that in mind.
That is good to know.
It is really important to know. The neighbors appreciate that. And we're located on the second floor. So there are signs. We put out sort of those lawn stake signs on when we're in service on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay.
and you'll see those signs and follow the arrows.
Okay. So in the first part of the show, we talked all about the food and the products that you offer. I'm sure you don't do it all by yourself. So can you please tell me a little bit more about people who you work with and what they do?
Sure, we have a really large core of volunteers. We have community drivers, and these folks deliver to about 45 to 55 households every week of folks who no longer drive or medically are unable to get there, or they are working, and we schedule those deliveries to be made when they're at home. So those late afternoon deliveries are really important. And we have, my gosh, about 3 days a week, so we have about 50 volunteers who come in Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday to pack the bags and make sure that those, as I said earlier, those folks who have those dietary restrictions, that their bags are completely accurately packed for their needs.
That's so important nowadays with all the different food allergies and
You're
things
absolutely
like that.
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
And I
right.
guess it's also good to have delivery for people who are sick as well. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
really
you can't-
important.
Yeah. So can anyone volunteer, or is there something specific that you're looking for?
So there's always room for volunteers. As you know, well, those that are 16 years of age or older can volunteer with us on their own. There's a volunteer form on the website, narberthcommunityfoodbank.org, and you can fill that out, and someone will contact you about what hours and availability, you know, what tasks we might need you to perform.
Yes.
So that's really important to let the volunteers know up front, like what they're in store for.
Okay.
And that's a key piece. We also have family days where younger community members can come with their parent, like on Martin Luther King Day of Service.
Absolutely.
And that's a big one for us. Starting at 10 o'clock, folks will be able to come in and bring their younger children to see the food bank and be able to work with us, packing bags, shelving food, and participating.
That's great, because then you teach, your children about giving back, and
You're right.
of course Martin Luther King Day is coming up, so that's an important thing for everyone to know. So what if someone's not like a people person and they don't really like being in front of people, but they still want to help out? Is there a job for them, like maybe accounting or handyman type of thing? What can those people do?
Sure, we are constantly working with, and we have a new technology system. We survey our guests on the weekly. So we are able to ask them a whole bunch of questions about new products that may have been included in their bags, or time changes, or a schedule change. And so we need folks who could just do a little typing and work with that system. That's not particularly tough, but we do need those people to come in, and there's plenty of office time. Social media always is such a key piece that we need folks to just kind of fire off the basic messages that we have in queue. That's really important. And we obviously need more hands on deck as the need in our community grows.
So you mentioned that volunteers come in, I think, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Is that the work schedule for everyone, or are certain people needed on different, like, what does the work schedule look like? If you're somebody who's going to come in and do the social media or the accounting or whatever.
Sure. So the bulk of the deliveries and the door service is Tuesdays, and we begin at 10 o'clock, and it's 10 to 2. But now with the new delivery system, you'll be able to pick up your food much earlier in the day, starting at 9 o'clock, 9 to 4, 4:30. The deliveries happen, as I said, on Tuesdays. Monday, we are packing bags and taking in the inventory that's been delivered to us, thankfully. Thursday, there's a lot more office hours, and there is packing of bags as well.
Okay, perfect. I know you said you guys deliver, which is an amazing service. Are you currently looking for drivers, or?
Always. We are always looking for drivers. And what we try to do is take you out of your neighborhood so that, maybe you're not in your zip code and you'd be serving another section of the community. Just 2 or 3 households that are very close together, that would be a route. It takes about an hour out of your day to commit to that. So drivers are always needed.
And you said people can order online. If someone's not tech savvy, can they call in their order? Or?
Sure. We have a guest service line where happily you can look at that menu list that gets sent out every week and call in and say your name and your address, and then tell us what you'd like, and we'll put it into the system, pack your bags, and have them out.
Okay, and then there's also, I'm sure, those people who don't have time, but they really want to help. Do you take PayPal or have a donation site that they can contribute?
Sure.
How can
NarberthCommunityFoodBank.org. There's a donation page. You look at it. It has all different ways that you can help the food bank, but there is a PayPal link there. Absolutely.
Oh, that's great to know. Also, so you mentioned the Martin Luther King Day of Service. Are there any other days coming up that people can help out aside from just volunteering, like in the new year?
Sure. Well, I mean, we always need folks to, the library system has been so generous to us, so we always need folks to go and drop off posters at the library or at local businesses to make sure that the community is aware that if you need help, it's available, and we're here to help you. And also to put out the word about those volunteer opportunities that you and I just discussed. So yes, we always need hands on deck. So, and coming up in March will be another Family Day service.
Oh, great. Okay, and also, as far as, I know we've talked a lot about how people, or where you get food from and how people can donate food.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific time you can drop off like household items? Do you take those from regular?
Absolutely, sure. So, and the community is so great with donations. So 9 to 4, we're there, and you can take it Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. You can always drop it off. The door's usually open. If it's closed, it might be that we're still in there, but that we're in a meeting or we're on a Zoom call ourselves. So
Right.
definitely give a knock, and there is a beautiful box outside of our door where you can just put the donations on a shelf.
Is there anything that you don't take?
Yes.
Okay.
So we
that
can't
should be-
take expired food,
Okay.
and we can't take alcohol, and we can't take packages of food that have been opened.
Okay.
So that's really important to know, and that's really just basic standards for everyone.
Right. What about in terms of any household items that you can't take?
So we anything that's flammable, and that's really interesting because sometimes people need Resolve, all right, for their
Yes.
carpets, but that's kind of flammable, but it's not. And when we say we can't take anything flammable, we really mean like barbecue briquettes or that kind of stuff, which has been donated, to be honest, but
Right.
we really can't accept those items.
And like you had also mentioned, I think that you can't take like bed sheets and blankets and things like that.
No, we can't.
Okay.
But there are other organizations that we work with in the community who do accept those items.
Okay. So if someone wanted to donate them, you could tell them where they could go for that.
Yes.
Okay. Also, I just want to review some of the needs of the Narberth Food Bank. So what would you say are the top food needs, just so our viewers know one more time?
We are always in need, especially this time of year in cold weather. Canned soups and stews. We definitely need hot chocolate, coffee, tea. Oatmeal is really important. Dry cereal is very important to the community. And those are always, and rice is always in need.
Rice. Okay. And also, on the other side, what about the top household items, like the most in demand or?
Sure. Toilet paper and paper towels, right? Those paper products are always in demand, very high demand for those items. Also, as we said, bar soap, shampoo, conditioner for your hair. Toothbrushes are really important to be donated, and toothpaste, and basic hygiene products for women.
Absolutely. Is there anything that we haven't spoken about today? We've spoken about food donations and household items and how people can donate and how they can volunteer. Is there anything else that you think we should know that we haven't touched that you think the community should know about?
Well, 2 points.
Okay.
First is that we need to spread the word to make sure that everybody's aware that you might have a neighbor who needs some support, and that the Narberth Community Food Bank can deliver and help and really connect and make that happen for your neighbors or anybody you might know. On the other hand, the community needs to be thanked for the work that they do on the regular. Religious organizations, civic associations, lots and lots of businesses that donate on the regular to take care of this community really need to be thanked.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you can remind everybody, where, I know you said you were located in Narberth?
201 Sabine Avenue in
Okay.
Narberth.
And you said it's a one-way street.
It's a one-way street off of Montgomery Avenue.
Is there
Yes.
parking?
There is. There's a parking lot there, a very large parking lot, and you can park on the street as well.
Okay. And you accept donations, what days again?
Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 9 to 4.
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 9 to 4. Okay. So before we wrap up, I just want to get anything else that you think that you need to tell everybody. I know you said that to get the word out. We talked about, volunteering. What else? Is there anything else you can?
I really want to reiterate to the community that there's a lot of opportunity to connect and really help out. And, this is a community that's based on volunteering. We have so many organizations that volunteer and connect with one another. And it's really important. And all of us have to recognize that while we get those emails sometimes from an organization like, oh, they're emailing me again,
Yeah.
what they're trying to tell you is like, there's an important connection that needs to be made across our community. And information is really key, and that's why you're getting those emails.
Absolutely. So don't just disregard the emails.
Don't disregard the emails.
Actually listen to them and see what they need and, see if there's a way that you can help out. And yeah, I think what you are doing is great, and you should be very proud of yourself, and the community is very lucky.
Thank you very
You
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Sadly, Gigi, we're out of time, but I want to thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule
Thank you.
to talk with us. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, you can find more information on narberthcommunityfoodbank.org. I'm Jamie Snyder. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.